Welcome everyone, and my name is Dr. Jackie Brody, and I am the Programme Leader for the MSc Business Management Programme at Edinburgh Napier University. And I'm here on being supported by Stafford Associates to basically fill you in and give you some information about my programme. So I'll say a little bit more about the structure of what we're going to do today in a moment. I just want to say though, and I want to begin with just telling you a little bit about Stafford as well, because I do have a slide here. So I'll just put that up on the screen for you. Welcome to this webinar, and it's being hosted by Stafford Associates, and they've been in the Middle East since 1993, actually, being a resource centre for distance learning education in the Middle East. And they actually support 6 UK universities across 4 different continents, and of course, I'm from Edinburgh Napier University, and I run the programme that you're going to hear a bit today about the MSc Business Management, and they support me. But they offer other types of qualifications, and we obviously have a doctorate here, a DBA doctorate that you can study once you've done your MSc programme, so do look out for that. But they also support our MBA programme here at Edinburgh Napier as well, and they offer academic and administrative support. And I'll give you their email at the end of the presentation if you need to contact them further. Okay, but I'll just move on at the moment and just tell you a little bit about what we're going to do today, and tell you a little bit about myself actually, and tell you a little bit about the programme that I'm the programme leader for the MSc Business Management Online. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to tell you a bit about the programme and about the benefits of choosing us to support your postgrad study. And obviously, as I said, I'm going to start off by saying a little bit about myself as well. And then at the end of the webinar, I'm going to take some questions. So you can either enter them as we're progressing, or you can enter them at the end when I get an opportunity to look at them. But a little bit about me first. Okay, so as I said, I'm Dr. Jackie Brody. I am the MSc Business Management Online Programme Leader. I'm Associate Professor in Entrepreneurship and Innovation. I'm the Head of Learning and Teaching actually at Edinburgh Napier University, which is, I think, a wonderful opportunity for me. And I actually have a PhD in Information Systems Management, and actually have quite a lot of degrees. I have an educational degree as well, as you can see, a Master's in Blended and Online Education. And what you'll find is actually the other academics who teach you on the programme are equally as qualified. And in fact, most of them have both academic qualifications, professional accreditation of their own areas, such as HRM. In my case, I'm a certified manager of business education. But also they have academic qualifications as well, and they have business experience as well to provide and support you thinking about business management. So yeah, very, very learned individuals here at Edinburgh Napier. In terms of myself though, my specialism is managing innovation, and I teach that to both MBA and MSc students. And I'm also very passionate about the entrepreneurial mindset and how we can grow as individuals and how we can take chances and seek out new opportunities. And I think that's just something I'm really passionate about. And I'm hoping that if you do the programme, you will also become passionate about learning about new opportunities, particularly from a business management perspective. In terms of thinking about online, I was the online lead in the business school for about 3 years. So I really got a really deep understanding about studying online, and I feel it really gives people an opportunity from different cultures, different mindsets to really just come together and share their knowledge with one another online, while at the same time remaining in their workplace, carrying on with their current careers and preparing for their future careers, which I think is an absolutely amazing opportunity. Okay, so just wanted to move on and just tell you a little bit then about where we are then, because you're probably wondering, where is Edinburgh Napier University? So we're actually based off continental Europe, and we're in a country called Scotland. Scotland is 1/3, the very, very top of the United Kingdom, which you can see on the map here. And we have 19 different higher educational institutions in Scotland, but actually we're quite a unique, I would say, institution in Scotland because we're very employment focused. And we find that our master's students, because of the wealth of skills, the knowledge and experience that they get as they progress on the programme, they tend to get promoted, and they tend to really make a difference in their workplace. So I think that's quite unique for us, and I think you'll see as we progress there's some stats that support my summation about that. But I'll talk about that as we progress. But I really want that to be true for you as well. I want you to study with us and get that opportunity to really make a difference in your workplace and your own careers. That's really important to us. So wanted to say a little bit then in terms of Scotland itself. Some of you may recognise the scenery of Scotland. You might have actually seen it if anybody's seen the Harry Potter movies. You might recognise the famous bridge that you can see that Harry Potter used to go to school over the bridge in the steam engine. But also we're known throughout the world for a particular myth, a particular monster called the Loch Ness Monster, and actually underneath the train and the train and the bridge, you can actually see Loch Ness itself. And we get a range of tourists who come to visit all the touristy sites about the Loch Ness monster. So really beautiful country, as you can see, a very green country. We have a lot of rain, but we have a lot of beautiful hills and mountains to see. The Rough Guide actually called it the most beautiful country in the world. So I wouldn't underestimate how beautiful it is to people who haven't seen it before. And I hope one day actually that you get an opportunity to come here, and certainly people do when they graduate. So moving on from Scotland itself to actually the city that we're based in. We are based in Edinburgh, and Edinburgh is a very vibrant city. It's only an hour away from London. So often when people come to the UK, they will fly into London and they will travel up to Scotland and they'll travel around. It's not, as I said, it's not really a very big country, but it's got some beautiful scenery, absolutely beautiful scenery, particularly places like the Isle of Skye or the Orkney Islands, places like that. So I'm from Edinburgh though, and Edinburgh is an ancient city. It has a castle that's built on a rock. It has a Royal Mile, so at the end of the Royal Mile you actually have a palace, and as I said, at the end of and the other end is this beautiful castle, and it looks absolutely stunning in the sunshine. It's been voted actually one of the best cities for the past 3 years by the Daily Telegraph to live in. It just a beautiful place to be. But we're not really just about beautiful landmarks and tourism, although that's very, very important to us. We're more than that. I mean, you can see here as well some figures here about we're home to more than FTSE 100 companies, so the stock market companies that are tech startup companies than any other UK city outside London. And we're also known for our financial and companies as well. We have a lot of banks that are based here in Edinburgh. So one of the things though that we are very, very famous for is actually the largest arts festival in the world. So we have the Fringe Festival, and we also have a whole range of festivals such as the international arts festivals that people can come to and visit us. Really beautiful. So lovely, vibrant city, lots of opportunities for people in this city. Okay. You can also come and see it though, as I said, because our graduation is run about July time, so it's the best weather you're going to get in Scotland then. So we'd love you to come and visit us. Let me say though a little bit now that I've talked about the actual Edinburgh itself. I want to just say a little bit about the university. We started off as a technical college, and that relates back to what I was saying about us and employability. We really were very focused on making sure that people had skills that they could use in their employment. And several decades later, we're a university now, and we're a university that has a lot of passion, a lot of drive, and we're really professional, ambitious, and we want the best for our students. So we have 6,000 international students studying with us in our university. That's a lot, and that includes over 1,500 actually studying online with us all over the world. And you'll see that because I've got a map to show you. But as I said, what's really brilliant for me and from my perspective is this opportunity that you have to study in your countries and your homes, do your career there, but still get that degree. So really amazing. And we're very focused on excellence, really, in both teaching and in learning. We had our recent national student survey, for example, and we even had something like human resource management was the number one number one in all the universities that do that subject, 37 different universities. So lots and lots of reasons why you will get high quality teaching when you come. One of the things though, and you'll notice that on this slide, is that we've actually been viewed as number one in the UK for nurturing student talent. And you may be wondering what that means, but the Guardian University looked at the qualifications people came in with when they started in university, and then looked at what they gained by studying in a particular university, and we actually were number one. So where our students start and where they finish, incredible. Just such a great achievement, and you can see that in all the sort of ranking figures. Okay, want to say a little bit more then about the university and some of the accolades that they've won, and some of the reasons why, again, we're a university of choice for you. So if you think about it, we've actually been given 5 QS stars. So these stars cover teaching, employability, and obviously internationalisation. So one of our key goals is to make sure that our curriculum is suited, and not just for UK students, but for students internationally, for students globally. So really important. And of course, we want to make sure that your employability skills are developed as you progress through your program. Your critical thinking skills, your analysis skills, your ability to make critical judgments in the workplace, very important to us. We were also the winner of the Queen's Anniversary Prize in 2015. That was for our amazing work that we do in timber. We were the largest UK provider of higher education in Hong Kong. And we've actually had about 9,000 graduates from Hong Kong. That's just amazing. So lots of students studying with us, lots of students. Our research that they undertake helps shape the world around them. It really just helps improve people's lives throughout the globe. And you'll see that because I'm actually going to show you the world, and you can actually see where our students currently online are studying. In terms of graduate employability, the university as a whole is a 95% graduate employability, which means that after 6 months of doing your course, you're in employment. When you actually look at the online, though, you actually see that it's nearer 100%. And in fact, for the last few years, I've been sitting at 100%. So everyone that's left is usually in employment. And actually, that's because they're actually in employment while they're studying with us. So it's a win-win for us and a win-win for them. In terms of supporting startups, over the last 10 years, we've managed to support well over 350 different startups, different people and from different countries setting up their business ideas, and they can get support from Edinburgh Napier. Okay, just want to say a little bit as well now about the campuses and where we're based. And this will just, again, it sets the scene, it lets you understand who we are, it lets you understand the variety of the different students that come and study with us. So really, when you think of Edinburgh Napier as a university, there's actually 6 schools that make up Edinburgh Napier University. Two of them are in the Sighthill campus, which is slightly further out in Edinburgh, and it's a very modern building, and that's really for the School of Applied Sciences and School of Health and Social Care. So we train up nearly all the nurses in Scotland, actually, which is an amazing opportunity for us, just to really support them. So also what you'll see as well is the Merchiston campus. That is the school that supports computing, supports engineering, and supports arts and creative industries. And if you decide to do the information systems, business management with information systems and governance, then the lecturers that teach you, some of them will be from the School of Computing. So that's great. And then reflecting on us as well, we are the Craig Lockhart campus. So we are a beautiful campus set on a sloping hill with a lovely view of the castle. So whatever you do, if you do decide to study with us, come up and see the campus the day before or the day after you graduate. Get some pictures taken. It's really beautiful. It's a state-of-the-art campus. But what we've done is we've taken a very old, very prestigious building, and we've created a new lecture theatre, and we've put the two buildings together. It's really something beautiful, and it's something to actually see. Okay, so now I'm going to just say a little bit about Edinburgh Napier again, a bit more about us and who's studying with us. So we're really lucky because we have 19,500 students. It says from 130 countries, but actually every year we get additional people from different countries. So it probably is nearer 140, I would imagine, or even more. There's 13,500 students studying on campus in Edinburgh, nearly 9,000 of them actually in the business school, and we have 6,000 studying at partner universities worldwide and online. So excellent figures there for you. So now I've talked a little bit about the university and about Edinburgh, and I've talked about Scotland. Really, I just want to say a little bit as well now about Global Online before I actually go on and tell you some more of the details about the programme. So just to fill you in about who Global Online is. Global Online is it's just a branding, really. It's a way that we can assure to you that all the programs that are offered under Global Online are flexible for you when and where you study, allows you to fit it in with personal work and life commitments. So it's the same materials as students on campus, but the way that they learn may well be very different from the way that you choose to learn on your course. So it just gives you that flexibility. And the thing about Global Online as well is it's really setting about making sure higher education accessible to those for whom campus-based study is not suitable or available. And we even get students from the UK. I get students from Edinburgh, but they just can't make it into the campus on a regular basis. And you'll meet them on the programme. And it's also what you'll find with a Global Online programme is it tends to have a consistent framework that tends to be specific material and specific layouts on each of the modules. There's some real unique features as well about a Global Online programme. And for instance, we have a dedicated support team who answer all of your queries called Global Online Support. We have Ask Ben, who's an intelligent agent that you can type in a question and he's able to answer for you. And then we also have a map, as you can see in that map, just gives you a sense on each of the programme pages where everybody's situated, and you can communicate with each other through that. So 100% online, 100% asynchronous, which means that you don't always you don't have to attend the virtual offices if you can't make it, but we do offer them on a weekly basis to everyone, so you can get that opportunity to have a conversation with your tutor or academic through the course on a regular basis. High quality materials, very engaging, really a truly international experience, as I said. And this 3 intakes a year, amazing. We don't even have that on campus. We've got only, and my programme has 233 students on it, and we've only got about 60 on campus. So you can see that the cohort much larger and much more of an opportunity to come together to discuss different examples from your own experience in terms of business management. So it really suits the professional. Okay, just to explain a little bit more about this particular slide, this shows us where our global exposure and where our students are coming from. We've got a lot of students from the Caribbean. Obviously, the Caribbean is composed of tiny little islands. They don't always have a university to attend, or their university might not offer the same variety of opportunities that, well, for instance, the amount of opportunities you've got, the different WIF routes that you've got in our programme. We've got a lot of students again in Europe, as you can see, places like Cyprus, Austria, Greece, Ireland, Italy, obviously in the mainland UK. In Africa, again, variety of students throughout Africa, in places like Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Uganda, etc. And of course yourselves, for most of you, you will be in the Middle East. I've got a growing number of students, particularly from the UAE or from Dubai on the programme now. It's fantastic. I just love the mixture of people and the opportunities they have. And of course, I've got a few people from Australia, places like Hong Kong as well, and Sri Lanka, Vietnam. Yeah, so lots and lots of variety. Okay, so I'll just move on. I wanted to say a bit about the programme now. And just remember that you can study either as a generalist or a specialist through the programme, but actually no matter what you study, you'll get an exciting mix anyway. So if you were just going to study the MSc Business Management itself, you'll get a variety of programmes and modules to study, such as Leadership Strategy and Innovation. It's a great module because it really focuses on the role of the leader to support strategy and innovation in the organisation. You'll get something that's really important to all of us, I think, is an opportunity to discuss issues around change management in an organisation and how best to support that and support people as they move through the change process. You also get the opportunity to study a module called Business Economics and Finance in a Global Environment. This module I think is really useful because you look at finance, particularly from the business perspective, the organisational perspective, but then you move on to look at the wider economy, and it's just a really useful module, I think. And if, for those who haven't done any finance or economics before as part of their earlier degree, and you may well not have, then that's a really useful module to get you up to understand about those particular topics. A great module, a new module that we just introduced, but that's getting excellent reviews, is Creating Business Excellence in Marketing. Really looking at a balanced scorecard and thinking about how you can support the organisation in many different ways, but particularly through that marketing function. If you carry on and don't do any of the specialist routes, and I'm going to show you them in a minute, then you will do my module, which is Managing Innovation, where you look at how to manage innovation processes in the organisation and really just thinking about what ideas would suit your organisation. And you get an opportunity to do research on organisations of your choice looking at the management of innovation. In terms of contemporary issues and strategic management, again, I love this module. I think it's such a powerful module because it teaches you tools and techniques that you can apply straight away in your organisation to really make sure that you're making strategic decisions and helping support strategic change. Once you've done all your taught 6 modules, 6 of them, you do the research methods, which is a module where you identify a topic you think is going to be very useful for you in terms of study, and then you do your dissertation. Now, of course, if you're doing MSc Business Management with HRM, you would be looking at a topic that would be HRM related, such as a topic like employee engagement, etc. And you would do that for your full dissertation, which is 40 credits. Of course, there are different exit points throughout your study. So if you do just one module with us, well, that carries an award as well. Well, it carries an award of credit. So sometimes students have to leave for family reasons or because of their work, but that's great because what they've invested in, they get the credits for. Likewise, some students, again, do only 3 modules with us and they get the postgraduate certificate. Some go on and do the postgraduate diploma, which is 120 credits, so not doing the research methods or the dissertation. But I have to say, most students go on, get the MSc dissertation, the full 100 credits, so that's their learning experience. And we hope that you will do that as well. So we've had over 70 students complete their studies on the programme, so that's been so rewarding. And we just had graduation a few weeks ago, and that was amazing to meet everyone. And what I do around graduation is I invite everyone up to see me and talk to me and tell me their stories. So it's brilliant. So you're welcome to come and see me then. In terms of specialist routes, so you might be thinking, I don't want to just do a general route. I want to change my career. I want to do something different. I want to develop my skill set. This is why we've offered so many options in terms of specialist routes. So we've got the MSc Business Management with banking. Again, people that maybe want to move into the banking area who are already working in the banking area would be choosing that option. There's the MSc Entrepreneurship, and again, I teach the Managing Innovation, and there's also New Venture Planning. And New Venture Planning allows you to learn the tools and techniques to plan your own business or to plan, you know, a business that you might set up in the future. So a great module. In terms of MSc Events Management, as I said, Edinburgh very well known for its arts festivals. So again, this builds on that knowledge. The academics that teach you very knowledgeable about that area. And there's MSc Finance. So again, those people who do that program tend to be people who are working in finance or tend to be people who want to move into that area. Another specialist route that you might decide to go down is the MSc HRM. Again, fantastic for people who are deciding whether they want to change careers slightly and move more into human resource management. You also focus a little bit on the international context. I think that's great because you've got lots of examples from an international perspective. The MSc Hospitality and Tourism, again, we get a lot of students who are working in big hotels, managers of big hotels. This is for them. They just will learn so much in terms of hospitality and tourism. The MSc Information Systems Strategy and Governance, again, a really great opportunity here to combine both business management and if you're an IT specialist or you want to move into that area to get a bit of background around that. So that part is taught by the computing school. The MSc Logistics and Supply Chain Management. Again, I'm getting a lot of students who are in that area who just want to find out a bit more about supply chains and how you manage them. Again, that's the option for them. MSc Marketing and Sales Management. Again, focus on the marketing side here and how you market all the different new ideas that people generate in the organisation, all the new products, all the new processes. And finally, the MSc Project Management. Again, very popular with route. You get to do my module, which is Managing Innovation, but also you learn the skills and the processes to successfully bring these innovations about through the project management skills. Okay, so thinking a bit more then about some of the resources that we offer to support you. You can see here there's 3 different things to look at. There is the global online induction. What we want you to do is to go through the induction. It'll tell you a bit about online learning. It tells you a bit about Edinburgh Napier. It tells you a little bit about the program. So it's such a useful tool for you to really think about the rules and regulations about being a student. Sometimes what happens is people are a few weeks in and then they get a bit lost and they decide, oh, I should have done the induction at the very start so I know further about what I'm doing. So totally recommend first week that you start, go on the global online induction page. Then we have the module page. The module page is where I communicate to you. There's a link there, so in the very first few weeks we all get online together and we get to meet each other. You get to meet the student rep. He's a fantastic guy. He's actually based in Dubai, so he's willing to mentor people. He is amazing. You'll get to meet him, and then once you've done the program page, then you're looking at the actual module page, and my module obviously is Managing Innovation. And there'll be videos on that page, lots of exercises, discussion forums, quizzes. You can actually see that lots and lots of really useful tools on that page. Okay, so thinking about how you should study the program then, because I've showed you the structure now, and I've shared a little bit about the experience. In terms of the structure, what you need to do is you'll study up to 2 modules. Some people choose one because of their busy lifestyles. A lot of people do decide to study both, remembering that it's a 200-hour learning commitment, so that's quite a lot if you think about it per module. So that'd be, you would need to commit over a 14-week period to 400 hours of learning if you're doing 2 modules. But as you do that, as you study, you've got the induction, as I said, you've got direct access to lots of global online resources. The most useful one is always a library, and the librarian is amazing. His name's Keith Walker, so you can communicate directly with him if you need support. You've also got global online support. Again, as I said, they're your administrative team, and they're there to support you and keep you on track. For each of your modules, you have a predetermined weekly surgery session, and that just ensures your sustainability of your studies and that you're progressing well on the programme. I want you to remember as well that we will write to you almost on a weekly basis to check up and make sure you're okay. So if you're not taking part, you will receive a weekly email from us just to make sure everything's okay. We understand that you'll be working on your own pace, and for a few weeks, sometimes you might not be able to join us, but we do want to make sure that you progress through the programme. Okay? Right, so moving on just a little bit more. Each one of the global online modules has a standard framework for it. There is an overview and a video welcome from the module leader. And then we tend to have 10 subject-specific units on each of these modules. So they're like little chunks, bite-sized pieces of learning. And they'll tell you things like the learning outcomes for each unit. You'll get some introductions, you'll get reading, you'll get self-assessments, you'll get summaries of what you've read, you'll get progress tests, you'll even get further reading if you choose to do that. And all that's essential will be electronically available to you. Okay? We will also have discussion topics, as I said before. There's case studies, outline solutions, weekly WebEx virtual office hours. There's a whole host of support here, all geared to make sure that you have a very effective learning experience and get up to speed about the topic of business management and whatever with route you choose to do. Okay. Here's the current academic year that we've just had. You can see that most people do 2 credits in the first semester, 2 modules, sorry, in the first semester, 2 modules in the second semester of their learning, 2 modules in their third semester, 4th semester they do research methods, and then on the 5th semester they do 40 credits. Usually takes you about 21 months to do it. Just run about 2 years to do the complete level of study. And on a week-to-week basis, you have access to module materials, you have module studies, you usually have a revision week, and this year we've had our end of week, we've had our submission of our coursework, tends to be week 14. In some cases, you might have a mid-term assessment, but the module leaders let you know that in advance. In terms of support, as I said, lots available. There are program support, program welcome, program activities, but mainly you'll get support on a week-to-week basis, which is in green, from your module. This may take the form of discussions, may take the form of getting help with where you are in your studies, but you'll be told that on a week-to-week basis. There's also Global Online who can also support you, and lots of other support. So if you want to contact the librarian, you can do that. If you want to contact Academic Skills, who can support you with things like critical thinking and improving academic writing, you're welcome to do that. I put the relevant names here, but again, just get in touch with them. This is just an example. You may have different needs when you need them, but certainly careers is one thing that I know people love to get a bit more support with as they're coming to the end of their course and applying for new jobs. And but we are there to support you all the way through your terms and all the different terms that you study with us. Here is my page actually, Managing Innovation, and you can see there's a video, an introductory video, there's an Edinburgh clock. As I said, lots and lots of different useful tools there to really support you as you learn. Here's a bit more detail about my module. You can see there's weekly bite-sized learning here. As I said, chapters to read, discussion forums, lots of useful tools there. In terms of academic discussion forums as well, that's something I think that we really find important, that you get the opportunity to interact with each other. So do ask questions of the academics, but talk to each other, and if any activities are posted, then do take part in them. We also have weekly sessions, which are virtual office hours. As I said, they're usually either transcripted or they're filmed for you to watch, so you don't always have to attend if you can't make it. Often that's impossible for some people because of time differences. In terms of reflective responses, you are all given a workbook where you can write your thoughts down as you do your exercises. This is great because you print it off, you can keep that forever. Really good. A lot of people tend to focus on their own organisation and try to think about things that are relevant for that organisation as they go through it. Okay. What kind of people you will meet on the program? You'll meet me, I'm your program leader, but you also meet all the different individual module leaders for all the modules that I showed you earlier. There's also tutors that you'll meet. There's academic support, and there's also the global online support team as well, who are, as I said, a non-academic support. But basically, first point of call would be global online support, and then they'll refer you to me or to your tutor if they feel they need to do that. Okay. Really important then, global online support at Edinburgh Napier ACUK is for all your communications. All right. Thinking about then entry requirements, what do you actually need to study with us? The entry requirements for the program is a bachelor's honours degree at an upper 2-2, so a 2-2 degree. But we actually look for applicants who have a background in any subject. So I actually had, in the past, I've had doctors, I've had nurses, I've had a variety of different people study with me who are thinking of making a career change, thinking that it's important to have a business qualification for their progression. I've had educational people, for instance, academics, who are trying to move up the ranks and be managers in their own organisation. This is what it's suited for. We may also consider some lesser qualifications if you have sufficient professional work experience. Again, have a chat to Stafford Associates. That is what they're there for. They're there to help smooth over your transition into your studies and help you think about what you need to put down on your application. In terms of English language, if your first language is not English, then you normally need to take an approved English language test. But again, Stafford can tell you all the details about that. And I think just use their advice, their guidance. They've supported lots and lots of students to take up our programs. Okay, I wanted to just give you a bit of the feedback that I've had on my program, let you see it. This is, on my module in particular, because I think it will give you a sense of comfort knowing that I've taught students throughout the world. And actually, I think the first group of students that I ever taught were actually based in the Yemen. So long association with Middle Eastern and obviously African students as well. So in terms of student feedback, module Managing Innovation, I'm impressed with the ENU and our teaching. You bring the classroom to my living room. Students have thanked us for the materials and the methods by which we teach them. they've talked about what a pleasure to meet us, how supportive we are of you and your learning, how you've been able to implement strategies that they've learned, how they just found the guidance given was excellent. There's an airline pilot here who's had limited exposure to business environment, who is just so grateful for all the support that he got while he was studying on the programme, and he's now graduated. So there we go, excellent. Okay, really almost on the final slide here. I think Stafford have been amazing because they actually have a grant to give you of $1,000 US. So again, they can tell you all about that. Because I'm not an actual work for Stafford themselves, I can't give you all the background details. In terms of degree fee structure as well, best to contact Stafford consultants and they'll tell you all about how you can pay up your studies and everything. Key point for us though, key point for you is deadline, get your application in by 16th of August 2019, so that you can start with us in the September and finish your degree. Okay, so just one tiny little slide left. If I can bring it forward. Okay, there's my email. If you need to speak to me, you can drop me an email. Some people do, but obviously Stafford's there to answer all the questions for you as well. And who to contact at Stafford? One of the people to contact is Helen Spiropoulos. She's the admissions manager of Stafford Associates, and she's amazing. She's always really helpful, and we all just want you to do well and get that degree that you want to study on. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it on that slide, and I'm now going to open up the chat box, and then I'll start answering any questions that you have. So if anybody's got any questions that they want to give us, so just please do type them in the chat box. So just type any questions. And if we don't get any questions, then what I can do is I can go through some of the potential questions that people often have. So just totally up to you. One of the things that I often get asked is distance learning mentioned on the degree certificate or the academic transcript? And I think that's a really interesting question, actually. So I think I'll talk about that because, you know, when you think about that, it isn't. You're actually doing the same degree as the students on campus, and so your degree certificate does not mention anything about distance learning. In fact, if you watch the video back, your degree's just read out, and you might actually be standing next to a student who studied on campus. So that's a great opportunity, I think. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so any more questions? Anybody else got anything else they would like to ask us at this time? Because I'm not seeing any questions here. So maybe I'll just answer one or two more then if I'm not actually seeing any questions. All right. One question I usually get asked is attendance at the induction mandatory? And I think I've made that quite clear to you that actually it is really, really important that you do complete the induction, and it should really be completed before you commence your first study, because it's really giving you the regulations, understanding the university structures. So I think it's really beneficial. So again, if it's something that you feel confident about, I still would say go back and read the induction and actually work your way through it. Okay, so again, I'm still not getting any questions. I can see there's quite a few people on, but obviously I've probably been quite comprehensive for you. and you've not got any questions at this time. What I will say as well is another question that students sometimes ask me is, are there any exams on the programme? And I think that's an interesting question again. And the answer to that is there is no exams on the programme. And the reason there is no exams on the programme is because of the time difference of all the different students, but also we feel that you get far more out of doing coursework that allows you in your own time to reflect, to think of, rather than just repeat and regurgitate information that we've told you. Actually getting that opportunity to critically think about your own ideas, it really supports that idea of not having any exams. So no, we don't have any exams at all. All right. So again, I think the final thing that I think I should cover as well that students often ask, well, actually, there's two things I think are really important questions. So one is really around resubmission. And if you fail any of your assignments, because I know sometimes people get very worried about that. And what I would say is that not to worry that much, because you will get an opportunity to have a resubmission. So I think that is really helpful. That you get the resubmission of the of that opportunity, that one other opportunity. Also, I think that you can learn through that resubmission attempt as well if you've not managed to pass your assessment. Okay, so I think that's really important. And then I think as well, another question that people sometimes ask is, can they attend the graduation? Are they able to do that? And again, that's a really interesting question as well. And that question is, I think that it would be really lovely to have you here at graduation. You can fly over. Obviously, what sometimes happens is you need support with visas, and we can help you with that. But certainly, a lot of the students. So, if I had 22 students graduating, I had about 7 attending. I think that's quite a good number. That's like a third of the students are able to attend. So, I think that is really helpful. So again, I think I'm hearing that there is questions. I can't actually see the questions right now, but I am trying my best to see them. So I'm hoping that that the Gaia who's helping me here from Stafford will help us. So there's another question. I can see one here which says, can I undertake one core and one optional module at the same time? That's a good question. Yes, I would recommend that you do that. Some of the optional modules you might not be able to take every term. So discuss that with Global Online. But yes, obviously, if you're doing a core and an optional, that would be great. Another question is, are the tutors available to speak to me privately? And if so, when would that be? Could they do Fridays and Saturdays? Because that's the weekend in the Middle East. And Fridays, definitely. Saturday, obviously, the university is closed. Some academics may be able to respond then, but I think you're more likely to get your responses on a Friday. So certainly email on a Thursday, and you'll get a few days, you'll get a response. So I think that would be useful. Can I visit my tutors on the campus if I'm there for a holiday? And get assisted to get a visa for this purpose? I'm not sure. We can obviously write you a letter to say that you're a student here, but we won't. But just for a visit for a holiday, I don't think we can actually give you that much support around. Certainly for graduation. So if you do decide to come, though, then write to Global Online, and they'll see what they can do for you. But you are a student here, so yes. If you do get the opportunity to come, please come and visit me. Okay. Someone said, can I visit you on campus? And of course you can. Do I get issued with a student card? Yes, you do get issued with a student card. it gets sent out to you. That's a fantastic card as well, so that when you do come to campus, you can actually show that as well. Someone wants to know they've completed postgraduate diploma in business from a university in Nigeria. Will we give you the credits, and if so, how many? You can't. If you've already been awarded a postgraduate diploma, you can't use that for a degree here. For the full degree. So again, you wouldn't be getting any credits for that because you've already been awarded through that program credit for that. Okay, and it might be the case if you've done, say, a postgraduate certificate, we might be able to give you some exemptions for that. But in most cases, if you've already had an award for those credits, then we can actually give you any exemptions for it. If you can't attend graduation, how do you get your degree certificate? We will send that over to you. You will get emailed that. You'll get that sent out to you. Another one, as I've already answered, if you fail an assignment, can you get a critical review? You can certainly. You will have extensive feedback, and you'll get support for your resubmission. That's not a problem. Another question is distance learning mentioned in the transcript? I've already answered that for you, that it's not. And when you graduate, you stand next to someone who's actually done the degree on campus. So that's excellent. Why is the MSc not accredited by any external bodies? We're actually going through AACSB accreditation right now. If you know anything about AACSB, it takes a long while to get that approved. It might well not be approved by the time you do your studies, but hopefully a few years later we will have AACSB accreditation. Okay. So there's a few other degrees just popping up now. So let me just go through. Can I do the MSc and then switch to the MBA? No, you can't, because there's some very similar topics covered. So what I would recommend is, if the MBA is what you're interested in, then speak to the MBA program leader. There's a question, can you obtain a double major like an MSc Business Management and an MSc Construction Project Management? You can't transfer credits. You could, though, do the different degree, I'm sure, that would be allowed. So if you did, for instance, your MSc in Business Management and you wanted to do another degree that we offer, then yes, you could do that, but not another business type degree, and you wouldn't get any exemptions. How are assignments graded? We have a postgraduate grading scale here at Edinburgh Napier, and it's got a grade from an F6, which is a non-submission, to a distinction level, and within that we also have pass levels, a pass 1, a pass 2, a pass 3, and we also have a fail, so we have a fail 5, an F5, an F4, and that's how you get graded. If I cannot submit my assignment by the due date, do I get an extension? Yes, you can get an extension up to 10 working days. You just need to contact the academic and give sufficient reasons for that. So they're usually quite supportive of that. You just have to explain about the demands that you maybe have. Often people have demands, things that are happening in the workplace which were unforeseen and they didn't expect. If you have your undergraduate degree in English, do you need to provide evidence of English proficiency? It depends where your degree is from. So I guess the best advice I can give you is to contact your Stafford Associates about that. Another question I can see, is it possible to study online and then transfer on campus? You would need to speak to the program leader of the on campus. Certainly, though, you can start your studies online, and you might find that you enjoy your studies online. But I can't actually guarantee that transfer, so that would be something you need to speak to to the new program leader about. You can, this question says, my Stafford consultant informed me that I can attend the graduations in the UK. When are the graduations scheduled? The graduations are scheduled in July and tends to be in October as well. And you'll be given a lot of notice about that so that you can organise your visa. What is the maximum time that university gives me to complete the programme? It's usually 4 years. But obviously sometimes people take a year, sometimes they even take 2 years off, suspending their studies just because of the demands of their employment. Okay. So in terms of getting the slides, Someone's asked, Jackie, thanks for talking us through the programme. Can you let us see the slides? Stafford Consultant will be sending this out to you in due course, so not to worry about that, and you'll get to see the slides. And of course, as I can see, I go on YouTube as well, so you can watch it back then. Another question is, if we cannot attend the graduation, how do we receive our certificates? You get them sent through the post. I think I've said that before. It doesn't cost anything to get it through the post. And you graduate in absentia, and your name still appears in the book. Okay, so at the moment we have no more questions, and we've had some fantastic opportunity to talk to each other. And thank you for a really good set of questions. I hope I've covered a few of the issues that you might have, or questions that you have about the programme. Stafford Associates can also give you some additional information about that. But thank you again, and good evening, everyone, and thank you for giving up your evening to talk to us. Thank you. Bye-bye.